Welcome to Poetry in Portland. I'm on the road. This is a road trip video. You like these, or some of you like these, and if you don't, move on to the next thing. Mazzy here. Why am I calling this Poetry in Portland? Because I'm going down to Portland I'm spending a couple nights down there, and I'm gonna meet for the very first time in person, after several years of knowing him virtually, Michael from Poetry in Plastic, another YouTube vinyl community creator, amazing channel. Let me give you a little background. If you don't know him, I'm going to put a link below. Please go and subscribe. He is professionally an oboist, plays with a symphony down in the southwest area. I believe he's living in Arizona. He's visiting Portland. We've never met, but we've shared some musical journeys, some equipment journeys, some automotive journeys. We'll probably, hopefully, do some collaborative journeys through some record stores. Maybe we'll share a cocktail. We both like whiskey. I'm a martini guy.
These are clean. I'm not sure. You know her.
Can you show me that record? What is that?
You can get it for like 40-50 bucks, and she's amazing. Really nice light vocals.
So what is that?
This is a guy named Yukio Mishima, who was a famous Japanese novelist, probably one of the most important.
Mishima.
Yeah, like the
I know
movie.
him. I saw the movie.
Yeah. So, important playwright and novelist in Japan
And he
in the
killed
mid-20th century.
Kiri.
He tried to stage a military coup, the Japanese government, and when the military didn't go along with it, he committed seppuku.
The soundtrack is the Philip Glass soundtrack.
Yes.
It's a great soundtrack. Mishima.
Yeah.
I have a Criterion version of Mishima.
Very controversial guy. A genius. had a lot to do with literature and art in post-war Japan. A lot to do with gay art, but he was also a crazy right-winger. A man of contrast.
The film is very artsy, they recreate scenes of his life and almost like Japanese theatrical, as well as it's sort of a biograph, but it's a very heightened reality or fantasy.
Yeah, it's surrealist.
Surrealist.
But funny enough, the person, so that movie is divided into like 3 different storylines, right?
Right.
The storyline of the young guy who falls in love with the older woman. The actor who plays that character is Kenji Sawada, who is the lead singer of the Tigers, really famous Japanese rock band.
Yeah, and that was the guy. Paul Schrader directed it.
Yeah, good movie. This must be like his personal speeches or some manifesto.
So that would be good to play that with the maybe the Charles Manson record.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like an American equivalent. Think like Speed Racer kind of music.
Really?
Oh. Do you listen to any City Pop?
And she was like,
some.
Because they got.
like, you want this record? You want that?
That's a great record.
I don't want to be on the Game of Thrones.
This seems gross. Isn't that the one you were talking about?
That's the one I'm selling, the OJC's version of that.
That's an OJC. This
That's
is
one of them. Yeah.
Like when it came out, everything went
Because the generic look,
Oh, they separate it.
but Neon opened up a portal into their aesthetic sensibility.
I'm not going to say you're right or wrong, but I completely
This is Little Axe Records.
And
that's like all the stuff and like
Yeah.
and like, no, it looks terrible. It's like I didn't think of it as like.
I know.
What record is that? Hold it up.
Walter Gieseking.
And you say it's going to sound like shit?
Well, the playing is going to be fantastic.
So basically it's the music stupid?
Yeah. Well, I have too many records, Mazzy.
Look who's talking.
It's a repress. Still.
So we're going to a Scotch bar, but I want to talk to you, Michael, Poetry on Plastic, about some music. Look at that light. That's bad light for video when you have real lighting.
What music are we talking about?
So it depends. You know, you got me to buy some records. I got you to buy some records.
I got you to buy 2 records, and I gave you a record. What are the 2 records I got you to buy?
A punk comp.
Not a comp.
Oh, it's not a comp. Okay, what is it?
It's by a band called The Refused, or Refused. They're
Okay.
Swedish post-hardcore bands, and they made an album in tribute to Ornette Coleman's The Shape of Jazz to Come. It's called
That's right.
The Shape of Punk to Come. It's
And
a very interesting, fresh, new punk record when it came out.
and what year did it come out? Do you about?
I want to say about 2000.
So,
Okay.
what's the other one you had me buy? Oh, classical
Gabrielli.
record. The classical. Right.
Renaissance brass music.
Okay. We'll see how that goes. What record did I make you buy?
Mahavishnu.
Well, Mahavishnu, John McLaughlin.
Let me take it right.
My Goals Beyond, which is an acoustic-based record.
Yeah, acoustic like folk Indian fusion, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotta get my map out so we can find this Scotch bar.
Okay.
Blind leash. Cheers. stoner metal band from Japan. They've been around for 30 years.
And of course, they parody the Nick Drake record
Yeah.
cover.
A very iconic cover. Yeah, they're a three-piece, and they're really, really solid. Their bass player actually also, he usually plays a double neck. So he plays bass and guitar. They've been like making 3 records a year for like 30 years, and they're awesome. I've seen them a few times. They tour the US a lot.
You're like a drug pusher to me. You've been
Yeah,
pushing
I
stuff
know.
on out
But
of my
you're-
wheelhouse.
You're gonna like this. This is good.
That's what you said last time. Poetry and Plastic. Michael and I have hit 4 record stores. We've hit, where'd we go yesterday?
Axe. What's it called? Axe.
Little Axe Records. Great, rare stuff.
Yeah. Very surprising for a little shop.
A lot of Japanese pop, I got some rare jazz.
I got that Susie and the Banshees record.
You did? Okay. That's a good, the cover record, right?
Yeah.
Great. That's a good record. We went to Tomorrow Records. That was good. We met Mark, Vinyl Crush Mark. We went to...
What was the last place? The place
went-
with the different sellers.
Crossroads Records, which is like an antique record emporium with all these different stalls and things. We just went to Everyday Music in Portland, a few blocks from the great Powell book.
Cool
Did
show.
you find something?
Yeah. That's some cool, like interesting, like modern rock and punk stuff.
Yeah, a lot of new stuff, multi copies of new releases, a lot of like the Tone Poets and like that many copies. I saw some things like the Coltrane
Love Supreme.
Love Supreme of the Analog Productions, which it's kind of, you don't see a lot in the moment. I mean, it kind of sold out for a while, but you can find it. But they have several copies there of that. And where are we headed now?
We are going to Too Many Records.
You kind of whispered that.
Or as your GPS says, Too Many Records.
Oh yeah, I have a British woman, Surrey, kind of like the Kate Beckinsale of Surrey. So we're gonna go Too Many Records. Apparently they open at noon today. We're in Too Many Records. This is the other Matt, right? So
Yeah.
there's 2 Matts here.
That's correct,
They
yeah.
own Matt and
Matt and Matt.
Okay, so tell me about the store, or what
Yeah, so
is that a UK?
I don't know.
I believe it's US. So we have all of our grails and our specialty items on the walls and in that bin that Michael's looking at.
That's the holy shit grail. I love it. Okay.
A lot of our stuff are in these like resealable sleeves. We always welcome you to open them up to take a look at conditions, but we'll try and make as many notes as possible, like plays VG, 77 US, OG, reissue, all that kind of stuff. And we have our listening station set up for you to be able to play test anything that you like. Other than that, we just welcome you to have a
Okay.
good time.
I'm gonna look around.
Yeah, please.
Actually, it's a beautiful store.
Yeah, thanks so
It's
much.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing early shots. You guys have done a lot with the place.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have the artwork up, and the lighting made it like cold. But we've since added some stuff to try to make it as welcoming as possible. Added the like little lounge area too. So.
You know this?
Yeah, that's at Kikoyana. I think that's at Kikoyana. Is that an original? I recognize the cover, but I might be wrong. Oh shit! Yeah, I went to MSM in the Guild.
What is that? What are you picking up?
This is Akiko Yano, one of her later kind of electro records she did in the 80s. And this is Akira Taro. This is one of the this is considered like a city pop classic. It's not one I've listened to much, but I keep seeing it in lists, and I figured I should pick it up.
Cool.
I like the cover. I like the photography.
Well, I see 2 empty spots on the Holy Moly hit wall. I brought those 2 records. So
One of them. What were the two?
a Parliament, the Parliament with the circle cover. I forget the name of the Parliament. And Metal Machine Music, which
Yeah,
people
Bill
will
Reed,
tell me
yeah.
I wasted my money on. Most people say they hate Metal Machine music.
If you like it, you're not wasting your money.
Well, I played it recently in the last year during a drive on CD, and it was much better than I remember it being. So there you go.
It was, and so I left pretty much immediately.
Okay, we hit our final record store, Too Many Records. Those of you who've been watching and know my history, last time they were closed, they opened at noon
your sordid
today.
past.
My sordid, wicked ways. And I want to say, I want to hear your opinion too. First of all, this is the cleanest store of any store I went to in Portland, the cleanest. And it's actually the most comfortable store. There's a little lounge seating area that you probably saw in the video. Some good stuff.
They've made it a nice, relaxing vibe. Because I remember seeing early shots of the store when it was open, very bare walls, just a couple bins. They've really tried to like make it more of a mood, make it a more relaxed space.
It's a chill space,
and
right.
you know, it's not the most huge selection of records because they haven't been open that long, but pretty good selection of records, cool wall records. I think it seems like they want to experiment with longer hours.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're kind of dipping their toes in the water to see if they can be a more full-time store.
Yeah, it's two guys are stretching themselves thin to keep the hours, and I totally get that. So all the power to them, and the guy was great, and I bought some records, and it's a great store.
Yeah,
I will
cool
come
place.
back. I will come back, and they have punch cards, kind of like a couple places in Seattle have that too. Easy Street Records has that. So every so many cards, I guess you get a discount.
So you can know when you have too many records.
Exactly. You can know. And then, do you get a free cappuccino after 10? They don't have a coffee bar, though, but that would be...
They said they're working on it.
They're working on that. Okay. See you next time. Mazzy loves you, and maybe this guy does, too.
Some of y'all.
Yeah.